Hey Rob, so today's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter video. I just wanted to make kind of a follow-on to the last one where I was talking about some of the guys in Japan. I'll probably talk about Japan for a little bit, but I wanted to give a specific shout out to, I guess a few people, but one in particular, and just talk about my platoon sergeants and leadership. So I had all sorts of different leadership throughout the Army, but my longest chance of getting to have leadership was in Japan. So it was cool to kind of get to meet them and see how different people do leadership. Because when I first got there, everybody said that the platoon sergeant that was there, I don't remember her name, but everybody said she was awesome. She left before I got there, and we had a series of pretty bad platoon sergeants for a while, but then basically eventually Sergeant Litton took over, who was my buddy, who I talked to you about before, Josh, but I wasn't really there when he was in charge. And so the first major change for a good platoon sergeant that I got to have was Sergeant First Class Hurt, who was awesome. But the one I wanted to talk about today was Sergeant First Class Lynn. He has just been amazing. Everybody in the Army has talked. I've had some good platoon sergeants, some bad ones, and I think it's a really cool experience to be able to learn from these different people. And you can learn just as much from a bad boss as you can from a good boss if you ever get the chance to be in that position. And Sergeant First Class Lynn taught me a lot of really good things. And first I wanted to say thanks to him so much for, he always had my back no matter what. When I was there, was looking out for me to get promotions, awards, always trying to help me do better things. Was the first to throw my name out when something good would come by, and he knew he would always respect and compliment my work, and he wouldn't sit there and kind of helicopter me while I worked. So that alone is enough for me to have utmost respect for him. But recently it's meant a lot, just because after I got out of the military, I might have talked to you about it a little bit, but we received money for knowing a foreign language, mine being Mandarin. But basically it got messed up for the last year, so I'd been missing quite a bit of money. But once I finished my active duty service on September 9th, everything kind of got screwed up. And basically I kind of got removed from the system and forgotten. But I can't access any of that anymore because I don't have a CAC, which is our card that you need. It's a common access card. You need it to sign into most military websites to get through their kind of entry portal. But long story long, often without even being prompted to or asked for help, Sergeant Lynn was always fighting that fight for me and trying to send emails. And oftentimes before I would even get a chance to do it, I'd say, hey, I'm going to send this on Monday in the morning. And he's in California right now, so he's 3 hours behind me. I'd get up at 9 and it would cross my head to send an email. And then I would open up my email and it would be Sergeant First Class Lynn has already sent an email. And so it just really meant a lot that whether he's not even in Japan anymore, the place where I used to be a worker, he was no longer my platoon sergeant. I'm no longer in the military, and he's still just looking out, trying to be a good guy and help me out a bunch. And so that has really made a huge impact for me. The money does matter, but just the steps and lengths that he was willing to go to do all that for me, and I know that he would do that for anybody, means a lot. And I think I was blessed to have such a good leader in the Army. And I had many others, and I'll gladly talk about those later. But he'll probably never see the video, but I wanted to give Sergeant Lynn a special shout out. So thank you. Love you, Rob.